Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to another episode of Ball Chat Podcast, live on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Benton. Somber day, brother, my family, Junior. How you doing, boss?
Yeah, real somber day, yo. I'm not doing that well at all.
Yes. And football lovers, normally come on will join us on the show weekly, but come on is out and away this week. Come on, go on, enjoy yourself. But the reason why the news is so sad, I'm sure by now most of you have heard the tragic passing of Kobe. Black Mamba Brian, the general in the business, 41 years old. He lost his life along with 4 others in a helicopter crash. So, Ball Chat family, we're going to go through the show as normal with a little modification today. We're going to have a lively discussion. We're going to have an interactive discussion and promote some dialogue. But we want to make sure we big up to Kobe Bryant and his legacy and what he has done in the world of basketball or the world itself. I know he's had a lot of philanthropic events about in his communities, in his different parts of the world. So, no ballers and bugs this week, Junior.
Yeah, and if you look right there, it said Kobe number 8 and number 24. We're giving out to Kobe. Are your shirt? What's your shirt? Yeah, but we definitely
number 8 and number 24. I mean, Kobe Bryant, outstanding player. I mean, left a mark. I mean, what is your most memorable moment of Kobe? I mean, the thing that stood out to you. I mean, it's a sad thing to start to show up. And football family, if you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube or Haaland Sports Network YouTube page, you can send on your Kobe Bryant most memorable moment, and then we'll read them out throughout the show, and we'll get to some football discussion.
But for me, I'm a huge Shaq fan. Let me just start off by saying that. So I was always a Magic's fan, then I became a Lakers fan, then I became a Suns fan, Miami Heat fan, Celtics fan.
Yeah.
But my most memorable moment of Kobe was, I think it was Game 6, Portland Trail Blazers in the Western Conference Finals, when Portland had Scottie Pippen, they left a Shrimp, they had Zebo, a young Zach Randolph, they had a big side.
Yeah.
And they had the Lakers down 17 going into the third quarter. There was Bob Costas.
Yes.
And then that iconic commentary when he said, and here's Kobe to Shaq, and him throw the alley-oop to Shaq.
Yes.
I shot that was one of my most memorable moments.
Yeah.
Just seeing Kobe and Shaq together. I'm happy that I was a fan of the team and got to watch him play at his highest.
41 years old. Big up yourself watching us on Facebook. El Pistolera, bless up yourself, family. El Pistolera said, rest in peace, Kobe. Dalton Stewart, big up yourself, family. I see you. John Noah, an icon has gone. The Junior is showing me that I can read it from Restream, consolidated.
We made some modifications to our show now. So
thank you, Junior. But so continue to send on your most memorable Kobe Bryant moment. I mean, the thing that I admire most about Kobe was his competitiveness. I mean, these are excellent. These are the best of the best that they've made it to this far. But one thing that was from day one, Kobe Bryant had this attitude or this commitment to perfect his craft. And I mean, anyone in any space, whether you're a scientist, whether you're a truck driver, it doesn't matter what type of work you've done or do, you can't take that lesson from Kobe Bryant. It's an idea, strive to perfection. And when he stepped on the court and off the court in his work to prepare for such strive, I really admire that about him. So football family, if you're watching us on Haaland Sports Network or Haaland Sports Network YouTube or Facebook page, you can send on your Kobe Bryant's moment. I mean, any other Kobe Bryant moment for you, Junior?
his last game, how much he scored in his last game? Like 60, 62 or something?
Yeah,
He scored a ridiculous amount of points in his
ridiculous
last
amount
game.
of
And
points.
a lot of people coming back from the torn Achilles tendon
Yeah.
at his age, and then coming back and when he was really going downhill and he couldn't play as much minutes as he did before, playing in that last game, just seeing Kobe, the Black Mamba,
Yes, the Black Mamba.
come out one last time and put up, I think it was 62. I'd have to check. I think I want to say it was 62 points his last game. Going from, I remember, I'm like I said, I'm such a Lakers fan. I remember when Kobe first came in the league, and I think it was Kurt Rambis was coaching them at the time. And I remember his first playoff series was against the Utah Jazz. This one Kobe had a bald head, and he was wearing number 8. And that last, I think it was game 6. I think the Jazz beat them 4-2. And I want to say Kobe had like 3 air balls to end the game and to end the series. 3 bad shots. But the commentator could remember clearly saying that one thing he loved about, I think Kobe was 19 at the time. He said one thing he loved about a 19-year-old is that he's fearless. You have Shaq standing up right there with you.
Yeah, I remember those air balls.
And you are throwing up air ball, fade away shots.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's a perseverance, killer instinct. The closest thing that we have had to Michael Jordan ever is Kobe Bryant. You would never be another Michael Jordan, but the closest we've had to Michael is Kobe Bryant. And now he's gone. He's gone.
And tragically, the other members, it was 5 people based on the reports coming out that died in that helicopter crash. And also, to make the event even more tragic, his 13-year-old daughter is also reported to be one of the victims.
And that has been confirmed?
And MSNBC is reporting that, along with ESPN, Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN is also reporting that. So the Sheriff Department of Calabasas, California will give an update. A press conference supposed to be coming up real soon as we get more update. But in the football world, aka soccer world, we are a fan of the sport, and this show is always about football. But Kobe Bryant is also a football fan. I mean, you've seen him interact with Barcelona, watch Barcelona, a guy who juggled ball with Kylian Mbappe and held his own. Yeah. So it's not just from a standpoint of just a basketball player. He was also an athlete who, was a well-rounded individual.
I think he grew up in France, right?
I think in Italy.
Yeah, Italy. So he's connected to our sport. And sports aside, the man is a global icon, man.
Yeah.
Global icon. Big up Marco Pratt saying the man just checked out on us. Yo.
Yeah, man.
A global icon. A face that. And I was talking to my mother earlier, and it's going to sound morbid, but when you look at some of the greats, that have died too soon, we will always remember them in their youngest stage or their youngest life.
Yeah.
Elvis, Tupac, Biggie.
Yeah.
It's just, I know Whitney Houston, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jackson, Prince.
Yeah.
The question that looking back 20 years from now, the question is going to be asked: where were you when you heard the news? Aaliyah, where were you when you heard the news about Aaliyah?
Yeah.
Where were you when you heard the news about
and just like preparing for today's show, it really put this event just kind of just blindsided everything else and put life in perspective. Big up yourself, Reggie, watching us on YouTube. Reggie said, "Oh, hi Benton, first time I made the chat. Welcome football family, welcome to Ball Chat Podcast, live on Facebook and YouTube." Reggie also says, "From what I heard, it was Kobe and his daughter, another parent and a child, and the pilot going to a special basketball game, a tragic event." Big up yourself, Marco Pratt family. I mean, it's a tragic event all around. And you said something earlier in our group chat as we prepare for the show. You said, life is vulnerable. When your number get called, as in when it's your time to die, you never know. And that's why it's important to express care. Get your words out, because you never know when it's your time. And it's this event just, it's a tough one.
And the day after LeBron
Yeah.
Passed him as number 3 on the all-time
And-
scoring record.
And he tweeted to LeBron last night. Late he was up tweeting to LeBron. And I want to get his last message here, just to be, just to make sure I got the last message, the last tweet to read it that he sent to LeBron. It's pretty much to paraphrase as it comes up. He said, big up to LeBron. Trying to get this thing up as we're having some slow connection here. It's not coming up.
Find it over here.
But also to kind of read some of his accomplishments off the court as I get that information. 5-time NBA champs, 2 NBA Finals MVP, most valuable player in 2008, 18 NBA All-Star, 4 times NBA All-Star Game MVP, 11 times All-NBA First Team, 2nd All-NBA Second Team, twice All-NBA Third Team, 9-time All-NBA Defensive First Team, NBA Slam Dunk Contest Champion 1997, NBA All-Rookie Second Team in 1997, Naismith Prep Player of the Year in 96, Kobe Bryant and his daughter. And I mean, it's,
and I have his last tweet. That's
yes,
a
last tweet, yeah.
But continuing to move the game forward, King James. Much respect, my brother. Number 33644. That's his last public tweet to the world. That's the last thing people hear from Kobe is big up King James. What's the part? Yo, I mean, yeah.
And
big up to Island Sports family as well.
Yeah. So anybody join us, if you're new, just join us. Normally we do Ballers and Bugs. We're parking Ballers and Bus for this week. Ballers and Bugs for this week. We're taking a moment to celebrate the life and legacy of one Mr. Kobe Bryant. On Ballers and Bugs, we beat these athletes week in and week out, and we celebrate their performance. But this passing reminds us that these are people that's going out and competing day in and day out. And when a tragic event like this happens, it's just. Jason Frame says, rest in peace, number 10, number 24, number 33. Marco Pratt said, even the tweet is legendary. Legendary. I mean, Kobe Bryant, what a player.
And big up, and again, we just have to reiterate, big up to all those listening right now or watching right now on the Island Sports Network. Normally, like Benton said, we have Ballers and Bugs right down here, and we're beating the players them and bigging up the players. But with such a sad, tragic day in sports, even though we are primary football or soccer program, when somebody transcendent like this passes on, we have to recognize it. So, all those that are watching right now on Island Sports, put your favorite Kobe Bryant moment right now in the chat. And wherever you are, if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, anywhere, such a sad way to say we have a special announcement. No, we can see all the chats coming down in one consolidated place.
Yeah.
Put all your favorite Kobe Bryant moments out right now. Let us big him up.
Yeah, let's big him up. And to kind of go through some of the comments from official other sort. Tottenham tweeted, Tottenham Hotspur official Twitter site said, we are shocked and saddened to learn of the tragic passing of Kobe Bryant. The world of sport has lost a true legend. We send our heartfelt condolences to the friends and families. Wow. Friends and Alex Morgan, my heart is heavy with the news of Kobe Bryant. Prayers go out to his family right now through Olympic and world record winner Alex Morgan. Dwayne Wade tweeted, please God, no. No, as I tried to reach you, Halle Berry, there are no real words to convey the depth of sadness, love, and strength to Kobe's entire family. He had 4 children, and one passed, and then you have 3 remaining, and his wife. This is.
Big up to OJ 2002 saying RIP. Big up to Jada Simpson asking hello, good day. She's from I'm from Canada, and I would like to know if the Cassava Super League started. We'll have to check on that.
Yes, the Cassava Super League started, and we will give you the update once we get into some football discussion. We'll give you the latest results. And currently I think Liga is going to be playing Barbican in a little bit at 6 p.m. in a few, but we'll give you those results coming on in later on the show. We're just taking a moment to celebrate the life and legacy of one Mr. Kobe Bryant. Yeah. Nike's statement on the passing of Kobe. Nike, of course, was an endorser of Kobe. They had a business relationship. He says, Nike says, along with millions of athletes and fans throughout the world, we are devastated by today's tragic news. We extend our deepest sympathy to those closest to Kobe, especially his family and friends. He's one of the greatest athletes of his generation and has had an immeasurable impact on the world of sport and the community of basketball. Holly Rowe, ESPN, one of the giants in the media space covering basketball, she said Kobe was always gracious to her. As a lady in the sport, is a competitive business to get into as a reporter, and you get access to some of those arenas to get information out on the athletes and the coverage of the sport. Kobe, she said, was always welcoming. Boy, Junior, we have a run through ball chat still today. Boy, it's rough.
We know the show must go on, but give us a little latitude. And again, keep putting your favorite Kobe moments as we begin the football discussion. Still, let's honor his life. Your favorite Kobe moment, your favorite career moment, something that's the most memorable moment for you. Something you're going to tell your kids, your grandkids, I remember when Kobe did this.
And just to reiterate, Kobe's last tweet, last social media message was continuing to move the game forward. At King James, that's LeBron James. Much respect to my brother. And of course, he had the workout. Number 33, 6, 44. Rest in peace, Mamba. Rest in peace. Junior, I love,
Love.
I love of life and love of each other, brother. Look, segue and try to do some football discussion in the summer space. Let's try to get some football roundup. No ballers and bugs this week. I know, ones and ones wanted to beat Manchester United for the Burnley loss, but we're going to park all of that this week and respect the athlete that is Kobe Bryant, and respect these athletes, their families and their friends, and because we'll be back to criticizing and hold them accountable next week. We're parking that. All right, football roundup. Let's hit some major news in football as we touch some EPL and FA Cup news, and let's start off with the game of the week in the EPL. Wolves lost to Liverpool. Liverpool won 22 of 23, Junior. I mean, the game that Liverpool is playing seems to be unbeatable. The Wolves had so many chances in that game. For once, I saw Liverpool looking a bit vulnerable.
For once?
Yes. For once, or maybe a few times I've seen them looking a bit vulnerable. But that was not to be. Liverpool still won the game. Your thoughts on that Wolves versus Liverpool game, Junior?
I think it speaks more about Liverpool than it really does about Wolves. Wolves were Wolves, right? Yeah. Wolves have proven time and time again under Nuno that if you don't bring your best game, doesn't matter who you are, where's that man, they will beat you.
Okay.
But what Liverpool showed was that even though we don't have our best game, we will still beat you. And I think that's big.
Yeah.
And I think it continues to prove that Liverpool has now entered into rarefied air where as soon as they come off the bus, just looking at that team coming out of the tunnel, there's no way this team will lose.
Yeah.
And they just keep proving it.
Yeah, football lovers joining us on Ball Chat Podcast, Facebook or YouTube page. You're tuning into Ball Chat Podcast live on these platforms. Big up our streaming partner, Island Sports Network. Big up yourself, family. If you have any comments or statements about Kobe Bryant, send them on in the space. We'll read them out. If you have any comments or statements about football, send them on. We'll read them out in the space.
And in that same breath, OJ 2002 said, yo, you see Reed and Hector a play against Man City. We're going to talk about that.
We'll get to that in a few minutes. We'll get to that. But to continue our EPL roundup from some games that took place this week, one of the bigger disappointment for the Everton nation occurred again this week. They drew versus Newcastle. They were ahead 2-0, and a calamity, a collapse at the end. Coach Carlo Ancelotti said he told the players in 2003 or 2004, the same thing happened to me with AC Milan, so you will survive. To paraphrase. I mean...
Well, let's fix that paraphrase to it. You will survive, but not at Everton.
Just the paraphrase.
Just the paraphrase. I mean, I don't... It's the way how they drew the game is what's mind-boggling to me. Mm-hmm. You never ever think Carlo Ancelotti, a Carlo Ancelotti-led team, will have such a giant lapse in concentration
at that late stage.
But I think Carlo is happy that it happened now.
Yeah, rather than
because now he knows what he have prior to the transfer window, prior to putting people up, and prior to it's just
Yeah, it was a tough. But in the big game in the EPL, it was Arsenal versus Chelsea. Chelsea hosted Arsenal at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea, former player David Luiz, now with Arsenal, picked up a red card early in the game. But somehow that Arsenal outfit was able to get a point away. Your thoughts? I mean, Gabriel Martinelli, who's highly regarded player, scored a goal for them.
I need my Mailocks.
And you need your Mailocks. I mean, it was more of what Arsenal did as 10 men, or was it a failure of Chelsea in your opinion?
Let me. All right. Before I answer that question, big up Island Sports Network management saying rest in peace Kobe Bryant and daughter Gigi Bryant. Island Sports also saying, replying to Jada Simpson, yes, it has. Referring to the Casafa Super League. Check their Facebook page for more info. But
in fact, you know what? I can read out the score quickly about the Cassava Super League. Med Forest FC versus Olympic Garden. Olympic Garden defeated Med Forest FC 2-1. Seaview versus Constant Spring. Seaview defeated Constant Spring 2-0. Brownstown defeated Santos 2-0. And we're waiting for Ligany. Ligany versus I need to check the schedule. Ligany is getting ready to play at 6 o'clock. And the 4 o'clock game is wrapping up. So I'll try to get those scores for you. But those are the games that officially have concluded. Olympic Gardens 2-1 over Med Forest. Seaview 2-0 over Constant Spring. Brownstown 2-0 versus Santos. Biggs, you were saying, sir?
Remember the first game. The first game after Arteta and Ancelotti were announced was what? Arsenal versus Everton.
Yeah.
Now, I sat here on this show and I said Carlo Ancelotti should feel better than Arteta because he should think that he has a better team right now than Arsenal.
So that have changed now?
The reason why that has changed for me is that in the space of
a few weeks,
Arsenal has gone from a soft soap, I'm going to get 7 because I got a red card.
Yes.
To a team that says, I got a red card, but I'm not going to change the way I play. As a matter of fact, I'm going to hit you in the mouth.
Yeah, Arsenal was...
They have changed. That's, to me, and I don't like Arsenal. It's common knowledge. I don't like Arsenal.
Well,
so it's going to be painful to say this.
Yeah.
But just off that game alone, I have seen something from Arsenal that I have not seen since the Invincibles, since Henry left, since before Henry left. I've seen fight. We always laugh at Wenger when Wenger getting beat up. This is a different mentality.
Yeah.
Arteta has it. Will it last? I don't know.
Yeah.
But Arteta has instilled a mentality into Arsenal that we have not seen from an Arsenal outfit for years.
Yeah, it seems like they've found their coach.
Yes.
It seems like, based on early returns, it seems like they've found their manager.
Yes.
And word is he's looking to add a defender in the January transfer.
I signed 2 defenders.
Looking to add 2 defenders. But the mere fact, but again, Junior, with Chelsea now, because I have a lot of friends, come on, is not with us today. Big up yourself, come on, we love you.
How ironic.
How ironic, come on, is away this week. We love you, come on. But Chelsea had a chance and should have put away that game.
They should have, but I think for Chelsea this season, I keep going back to it. Lampard planted that seed, and I think that seed have finally germinated where there's always next year, we're not supposed to be this good. I really think there's something to that.
Okay.
I really, really think that these players think that they're playing with house money. Instead of, we legitimately have a chance to secure top 4.
Yeah.
We legitimately have a chance to secure Champions League football next year. They don't seem to. I don't see the urgency that we see in Arsenal, the urgency that we see in Martinelli. That
Gabriel Martin. Yes.
Broke away.
Yes, it was a very good goal. Very calm for a kid.
Conte have his Gerrard moment.
Conte slip.
Those differences in teams.
Yes.
It begs the question: what is the message being told in the locker room at halftime from both coaches? Hey, Lampard, go out there. You guys are doing good. Keep up the good work. Arteta, this is unacceptable. I don't care if you're down by one man. You go out there and get a result. It's two different messages.
It's two different. Reginald says that Arsenal has improved exponentially. Need to figure out how to score more, though. Maybe the offsides goal, Lacazette scored will help his confidence. Maybe the offside goal Lacazette scored will help his confidence. But you're right, Junior. What we're seeing is, and Football Family joined us on Facebook, Ball Chat Facebook page, Island Sports YouTube page, and Ball Chat YouTube page. You're listening to Ball Chat podcast. No ballers and bugs this week. We're doing our football review. We're celebrating the life and legacy of one Mr. Kobe Bryant, who tragically passed along with his daughter today and 3 other occupants in a helicopter. Send on your Kobe Bryant most memorable moment. The thing that you think about when you think about Kobe Bryant. We'll go ahead and read them out. We're now in our football segment of our show where we're touching some of the major news in the week of football and aka soccer. Arsenal. Gabriel Martinelli should get more playing time in Aubameyang return, right?
Yeah. I mean, is it youthful ignorance?
Yeah.
And again, Arteta is playing with house money.
Yeah.
So Aubameyang could be a symbol of past Arsenal's mentality, and we're going to move on. Pepe could be a symbol of Arsenal's failure under Emery, and we could move on.
And could move on.
So yes. Play the teenager.
You play the teenager. All right, segueing from Arsenal and Chelsea in the big matchup in the EPL to, speaking of kids, and you and I went back and forth on it this week, segueing to Manchester United and the lack of investing or playing the kids as you went on this week with Ole. Arsenal, Manchester United lost 2-0 to Burnley at Old Trafford, but they were impressive today against Tranmere Rovers in the FA Cup 6-0.
Impressive.
Yeah, 6-0. I think in the time you can score 6-0, it's an impressive haul.
Stop
but overall, in that Burnley game, Junior, is it a situation where Ole is not making the right decision, or is it a lack of talent, or is just not playing the kids? What's the deal?
As a Man U fan, I am the most worried right now because what I see a coach that is coaching to save his job instead of coaching to develop talent and win games.
Yeah.
Today, all right, Rashford played hurt and then severely injured, added to the injury, the same injury.
Yeah.
Right? Like I said in the group chat, players are human. They know Rashford was looking forward to the Euros, but he wanted to play or was forced to play, I don't know. But he played, got even more injured in a meaningless game. A game you know you're going to lose anyway. You're not beating Liverpool, right? And then follow that up, the next game, we're going to start the same 11. Marshall, you're playing a game every 3 or 4 days on average, and you're using the same 11 over and over again. And you want me to blame the players for turning up to Burnley and saying, look, I want to play in the Euros. I am looking to next year. I don't want to get injured. No, this is just me with my hypothetical or my bad perception. But That is how I read into it, because they did not turn up against Burnley. They did not turn up against Burnley.
Yeah.
And then today, you started Harry Maguire, Lindelof, Marshall.
And Phil Jones.
No, forget about Phil Jones. Phil Jones should be playing. These are the games Phil Jones should play today. But you started Marshall. You have one striker, fit striker, and you start him against a high school team in their home.
You desperately needed a win, though, Junior.
That's what I'm saying. You are playing for your job instead of playing to develop Manchester United. You have a game against Wolves coming up. There is no reason to start Harry Maguire against a team you're going to beat 6-0. Okay. There's none.
All right. Big up yourself, family. German Levy on Facebook says, Ole out.
I agree, German.
And Marshall needs to go. He's too lackadaisical.
He has an agenda against Marshall.
Then, I share some of the lackadaisical attitude about concerns about Anthony Martial and his display. But so Manchester United lost to Burnley in the midweek as we continue our EPL roundup and try to hit some of the major news in football during the week and around club football. But if you're just joining us, no ballers and bugs this week. We're celebrating the life and legacy of one Mr. Kobe, a.k.a. Black Mamba Bryant. Send on your comments, your questions, or statement about Kobe Bryant. You can pay your tribute to him on the space. Normally we talk about soccer or football, but Kobe Bryant was a man who followed football closely. He followed Barcelona. He was involved. But a legendary man, a man who left his indelible mark on his sport. A strive, a man who's perfected his craft. So continue our EPL roundup, Junior. Let's touch the end of the table for a little bit. You know, we've talked about Burnley and Manchester United. Let's look at the end of the table for a little bit, where Watford lost to Aston Villa. Aston Villa had a huge victory in this relegation. Bournemouth finally got a victory to kind of help themselves out. Norwich is sitting there, but you have 3 or 4 teams that are sitting on 23 points. West Ham have a makeup game against Liverpool that's coming down on the 29th.
Why is that even considered a makeup game? Just forget about that game.
But West Ham desperately needs something from that game. They're sitting. So at the end of the table in the relegation zone, you have West Ham, Bournemouth, Watford. All these teams are struggling. Brighton. All these teams are struggling to try to survive here.
How much of them have the games against Manchester United?
Because
no, but yeah, but that's the beauty of the Premier League, because now the top tier teams are now going to be playing against teams that are playing for their lives.
Yeah.
It's going to be must-see football.
Remember last year West Ham took a point from Liverpool at home. Will it happen this? David Moyes and West Ham desperately need something from this game.
Liverpool desperately needs something from this game too, to continue their trek towards being invincible.
And let me get the last and another team that's it's in a spot of butter is the Spurs outfit. As we almost said to segue. Big up yourself, German. Leave it. German says Harry Kane is to blame for the first goal against. Not Harry Kane. Harry Maguire is to blame for the first goal against Burnley. 80 million defender should not lose focus in the first half. Junior.
I'm
80 million.
Let me just say this again. I said this last week. If Manchester United do not sign Bruno Fernandes, I will not be calling them Manchester United anymore. I'll be calling them Woodward FC.
But wait, I thought the guidelines, the cutoff date was last Wednesday. If they didn't sign him by...
I'm moving it up because the transfer deadline is done.
I thought if they didn't sign Bruno Fernandes and Bakore Samore by last Wednesday, then you would have called them Woodward FC.
I'm giving them grace period.
So the point standing at the end of the table, you have Norwich on 17 points, Watford 23, Bournemouth 23, West Ham 23, Aston Villa 25, Brighton 25, and Newcastle having 30 points. The so-called magic for these teams who are trying to avoid relegation, I think we can stick a pin in Norwich, but it's the 40 points is the magic goal. West Ham, Bournemouth, Brighton, Watford seems to have rescued the ship a little bit, but then they lost to Aston Villa. This is just so with this West Ham versus Liverpool game again, David Moyes Can he work some
What
magic?
is wrong with you, man? Forget. I tell you already. Forget about that game.
All right. Segueing from some EPL roundup and touch some other major news in football. FA Cup and Copa del Rey took the lead this week, and La Liga. All right. FA Cup. I mean, Shrewsbury held Liverpool B team or second string team, but it was a pretty decent Liverpool outfit. So they will have a replay. I thought that was an impressive showing by Shrewsbury to be able to get a draw against this mighty Liverpool outfit.
Yeah, they had their Wembley moment. They had their FA Cup final moment. They had their World Cup finals.
Yeah.
But then after that, you'll come back down to earth. You get in that second paycheck. You're going to feel good. You're going to move on.
Yeah.
Right. But Liverpool had an exhale moment. I don't think they were up 2-0. Was it right there or no?
There was an own goal. I am not sure exactly.
They had their exhale moment. They had their moment where, all right, let's take a break. We're playing against a high school team. Yeah,
but so because Klopp did put on his three-headed monster. Of course, Sadio Mane picked up an injury, and we will wait to what's the official verdict on his injury. But he did put on Mohamed Salah and Bobby Firmino. And one of the concerns that Klopp and the Liverpool brass have right now is playing an extra game. Remember, Champions League football is coming down the pipe soon. So they're very much concerned about a replay against the Shrewsbury outfit.
This is the same club that played the youth team when they had the Super Cup, right?
Yeah, the Super Cup.
So what happened to that team? Why they can't use that team now? Why do you need better players to beat Shrewsbury at home?
Well, the youth team lost.
It doesn't matter. Why do you need better teams a better team to play? You don't need Shaqiri will get a game.
Yeah, Shaqiri.
Fabinho will get a game.
Yeah.
Liverpool is too good of a team or too good of a roster to be worried about a replay versus Shrewsbury.
Yeah.
No. I mean, Klopp, if you are worried about that, then forget about being invincible. You're not worried about being invincible.
And the reason why I brought that up is the mere fact that he put on Mohamed Salah and Bobby Firmino.
He should have never
showed me that he wanted to see this game off and don't worry about it.
Should have never done that.
All right, so try to hit some other major news in football. The major upset this week in FA Cup was the West Brom defeat of West Ham, and we beat West Ham, of course.
You think that was more major than didn't a Premier League team lose?
No Premier League team.
Yeah, I think Watford got kicked out.
Watford lost to Tranmere in the last round.
Last round. So
Tranmere Rovers played Manchester United. Now that was a major upset from West Brom, the first division team. Against West Ham, who's supposed to be trending up in the right direction on David Moyes.
The same West Ham you want something from Liverpool. Man, get away, man.
But also Manchester United dominated Tranmere Rovers. Man City dominated against Fulham 4-0. Reading and Cardiff tied 1-1. And the reason why I want to bring this game, big up yourself to Yako Mete. Yako Mete scored for Reading and he took his shirt off, was overcome by tears. Je t'aime, Papa. I love you, Papa. Apparently his dad passed away last weekend. And so I have to give him credit because he was bundled up in this emotion and he just unleashed it after scoring that goal. So big up yourself. So Reading and Cardiff will have a replay coming out. Arsenal will play Bournemouth tomorrow in the FA Cup. So we'll see what transpires from that game. Yeah. All right. German, Reggie says favorite Kobe moment, Kobe's last match in LA. Jordan's last match in LA and Kobe scores 55 points. Stealing Jordan's thunder. I respect MJ, but as a Knicks fan, I love seeing the spotlight being taken away from him for once. Okay, Knicks fan. German Levy said Delafea from Watford. We need to sign Junior. As in Manchester United need to sign Gerard Delafea. All right.
No.
No. All right. Continuing our football roundup as we're pushing up in La Liga. Barcelona dropped points against Valencia.
And?
Kiki, they lost 2-0. Kiki Satan said the players are not tolerating him. Junior, you said the party shop is on at Barca.
Yeah, but I mean, we knew the players weren't going to tolerate him.
So, all right. So at some point, the hierarchy of Barcelona will have to address, and of course it cannot be addressed in this current transfer window. But at some point, the hierarchy of Barcelona, the president, football director Eric Abidal will have to look himself in the mirror and say that this Barcelona team is just too old.
But what is it about? Is it because Messi is homegrown? Why Barca did not do to Messi what they did with all the other great number 10s?
I think it's because of that. Because he's homegrown, and every president seems to want to attach their legacy to Messi. Because they don't want to be the president to be on record to have let Messi go.
So what do you think will happen if you let Messi go? You think if you let him go to PSG automatically going to win?
No, that's blasphemous in the Barca administration.
Forget PSG. Let him go to AC Milan. Let him go to Man City. Let him go. Do you really think Messi at this age, at this stage in his career, is going to come back and hurt you?
I think Messi has something to contribute at this stage. He's still one of the better players in the game, right? But to that, the issue I have with Messi at this rate or at this stage is that there is this desire to win Champions League every year. And so this commitment to the youth academy, to the youth movement, which Barcelona has been known for, has been compromised because we're trying to win Champions League. And to that end, we're signing high-end players, Antoine Griezmann, who's not worth all that money in that investment at the expense of your next generation of players. So for me, what I would like to see the Messi at this stage do is to bring those young players in, the Ansu Fati, the Carlos Elena, these guys, these young players in, and teach them the Barcelona way at the next level. Show them how the rope is to move this thing forward.
Is it fair to ask that from a player that is also currently playing?
But other players did it for him. Other players did it for him.
Yeah, but the one player that had him as a little brother got transferred out that year.
Yeah, because Pep Guardiola didn't like him. But and so for me, Piqué, Umtiti, Alba, Arturo Vidal, Sergio Busquets, Ivan Rakitic, Artur, who else? These players, Luis Suarez, all these players need to start making way for the next generation of Barcelona players.
But then Messi is committed to them.
No, and so this is the issue, is that the president and the hierarchy have yield leadership to Messi. Messi is not responsible for leadership, for administrative role at a club. His job is to play football.
Right.
He's getting fat salary. Let's play football and let's work to move this thing forward.
I agree. No, I agree 100%. But it just seems like we're at that time where Jermaine is saying Delafeu from Manizabala. Probably. Barcelona, like Spain, their golden generation is done. Pierre Oldman.
Yeah. And we're letting these old men hang around too long. All right. Try to hit some other major news in football. OJ 2000, we need to give Satan Pep lose his first game and give Satan time. Pep lose his first game. Yes, he lost his first game to Demencia. And so, yeah, he turned out to be a pretty good coach based on the returns. But to that end, though, OJ 2000, we need to start to the young players. One of the things that I value about Kiki Satan is he's committed. He seems to be committed to the young players. But how much power does he have to do that? At Betis, he was very committed to bringing any player into the system, young players that is. At Barcelona, I don't know if he has that leverage to do that with the Messi power, because they want to win Champions League. And I don't know if Ansu Fati and these guys, young guys, can take it to win Champions League this year. Umtiti, a 26-year-old young boy for a centre-back. Umtiti is just not good enough. His days are past in my book. All right, another major upset in the world of football that just concluded.
Is it an upset?
CR7 and CR7 lost and Juventus lost and Napoli 2-1. It is an upset because you know why?
What?
Napoli is a bug side from Carlo Ancelotti left. Napoli has been quite atrocious from Carlo Ancelotti. I think what has happened at Napoli is that the ownership has said, okay, Carlo, move on. We'll just prepare for next year. So they've been quite pathetic in Serie A. And so this is the first loss for CR7 and Juventus. Junior?
It had another exhale moment.
It's another exhale.
I mean, you're coming off the back of Inter dropping points yesterday as well, right?
Yeah, so Inter... So
it's
okay. It's okay for you to drop 3 points and Inter drop 1.
Yeah, you're going to Inter
Yes.
drop 2.
Yeah. Yes, drop 2.
So you can catch up. That's fine.
Yeah, so Inter made...
maintain.
Thanks, Juventus, for making it competitive.
Yeah.
It's, talking about Inter Milan, Anthony Conte picked up Ashley Young, and Victor Moses is on his way to Inter Milan. But Ashley Young started in the game today, or was it yesterday, whenever the game was played, and actually secured an assist to Lautaro Martinez. The game ended up 1-1. Antonio Conte was ticked off at the end as Lautaro Martinez got a red card, and they drew with Calgary.
All right, let me just say this. And yes, I'm a Manchester United fan, but we talked about racism earlier in the year, right?
Yeah.
Why the hell
Would a
black man leave to go and play in Italy? It doesn't make any sense. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Victor Moses, African, Nigerian.
Yeah.
Ashley Young, black, Englishman.
Yeah.
Going to play in Italy. How should we react now as fans when they get racially abused? That we know it's going to happen. How should we react as fans? That's why it's crazy.
And we're gonna have to ask some of these players who go there to play. We'll ask them and hear what their comments are. But I will still light a fire on the racism. But I do get what you're saying about knowing the environment, the toxic nature of the environment. Why would anyone want to subject themselves to this toxic nature of the environment? Interestingly, Antonio Conte is also concerned about Alexis Sanchez being fit for these games. So Alexis Sanchez...
His ankle isn't ready yet?
He got on the field during this game against Calgary. And, Antonio Conte, as per the commentators, they need Alexis Sanchez to try to kick in gear. Let's see what's happened. Bundesliga, as we wrap up our roundup.
I need my Malax.
You see, no one wants to win Bundesliga, it seems like that.
But I need my Malax.
Yes.
I need my...
RB Leipzig, while Junior looks for his Malax, lost to Eintracht Frankfurt. RB Leipzig was sitting on top of the Bundesliga. And again, the big boys of that's been doing well in these respective leagues drop points again this year.
I need my Malax.
All right.
Haaland.
Erling Haaland and
What
Dortmund.
the hell is wrong with you, Manchester United? Get the man.
Yeah, Erling Haaland scored
5 goals in 2 games. In 5 goals in what? 60-something minutes?
Yeah, these haven't played the 180 minutes. But Junior, I mean, it's early warm. It's probably beginner's luck. Erling Haaland at Dortmund scored 2 goals on Friday as Dortmund defeated Cologne and continued their trek up the Bundesliga. In the previous week, he scored 3, an impressive hat-trick as they defeated Augsburg. They seem to have found the next hot goal scorer as Manchester United was asleep at the wheel. All right. Junior, any other major news around football this week that you wanted? Bayern Munich was also very impressive.
OJ, that's why OJ is asking right now, is Bayern back?
Yes, they were impressive. They pick up Adria Zola on loan from Real Madrid, and he seems to have helped them out a lot. Pavard seems to be able to flex and move into that middle position as they've been struggling with speed. Word is that Jerome Boateng might be going to Arsenal, and we'll see the transfer window close on Thursday if that actually happens. But what I noticed that Flick has been doing, the coach of Bayern, David Alaba has been moving into the middle as they put Alphonso Davies in that left back position. And David Alaba is a defender, a player who seems to be quite flexible to move around that defensive third.
Mascherano 2.0.
The Mascherano 2.0. So Bayern Munich is doing well. We'll see. They beat the brakes. Bayern But and of Schalke yesterday, David Wagner, former Huddersfield manager in Schalke, they beat the brakes off him. But the most embarrassing defeat of the weekend was Torino. Torino got 7-0 from Atalanta. 7-0 from Atalanta as we made our football roundup.
A real boss bottom.
Yeah, it's a real beating. And Coach Walter Mazzari, formerly of Watford, the smoking cigarette coach who likes a pop cigarette, he said after the game, we are going to be going into seclusion for the next match. Big up yourself, Torino family.
Hey, really?
Big up yourself, Torino family. But
a suicide watch.
You know, all right, so let's segue from our football roundup as we try to hit home and touch some Jamaican football quickly. Junior, the Reggae Girlz team has officially been announced for the Olympic qualifiers. I mean, they had a game planned, a pre-tournament game with Costa Rica that was rained out. You know, the only thing that at least I can do from this standpoint is just hope for the best. They didn't officially have any friendly games going to this tournament. Junior, your thoughts on the squad, the final 23-man roster, woman roster that is.
I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm right now. I'm trying to pull up the omissions because.
So the major omissions is Gray and Jodie Brown. Maria Gray, who came on, played against Italy last year in the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup, and she was outstanding. Jodie Brown is one of the bright spots, one of the hot future players in this tournament that we're missing. But allegedly, the word is from college commitments.
Yeah, but Jodie, well.
So I don't know why. I haven't heard anything from the JFF.
And that is the sad part. And that's where I'm going with it. That's why I want to differ and defer to you and come on without more information.
Yeah.
But honestly, I'm going to come from the perspective of the fan that is dependent on media releases, dependent on communications directly from the JFF. We are not hearing anything other than the players are just not here, right?
Okay.
And college commitments, I'm sorry, that is not going to go that far because colleges will give their players an opportunity to represent their country in these qualifiers because that will make the college look better. UCF own, University of North Carolina's own. That sounds better. So I question the validity of that reason. And I question the preparation. No, before I said I was not worried about it, but now I'm kind of worried about the preparation of what they have really going on in Texas. What is going on in Texas?
And the tournament starts this coming weekend as Reggae Girlz get ready. We'll have full wall-to-wall coverage of the tournament. Reggae Girlz is in group with Mexico, Canada, and St. Kitts.
Yeah.
First game was coming down the pipe. All right, but Junior, I mean, it's still an experienced squad. I mean, the Khadisha Shaw, the usual suspects, Sidney Schneider, the usual suspect from last year, Havana Sloan. It's still an experienced outfit. I mean, am I hoping for too much here in terms of making it to the semifinal round, the format?
I'm right there with you. And if top two go through, right?
So the top two go through. Of course, you make it to the semifinal round, and the semifinal round will be played in LA. And the winner of those semifinal matchup will go on to the Japan 2020 Olympics. So top two will go through. So regardless of what happened with you in Canada,
exactly,
you need to try to win that Mexico. And St. Kitts game.
If Jamaica is who we really think they are, if the Reggae Girlz who are who we really thought they were, St. Kitts game is a foregone conclusion. The biggest game is that Mexico game. Because I see Mexico and Jamaica on par in some sense, right? Cameroon referred back then that they have been going through preparation, but I see Jamaica that Mexico game is the determining factor. And can they grind out a result against Canada? Can they get a good result against Canada, or hopefully do something well enough to give them that momentum?
But the Canada game is also quite pivotal, right? Because you don't want to finish second in that group because presumably USA will win the group. And of course, if USA is a winner of the other group and you face the winner of each group will play the runner-up in the next group, to make it to Japan 2020, you don't want to face USA in the semifinal round.
I mean, yes, but at some point we have to get in touch with reality. And honestly, is Jamaica a better program than Canada? No. Cameron's favorite comment: the ball is round. Marty, we soon talk about that. Marty's asking what's the Cavaliers score, but the ball is round. You have a chance, but history is not on your side. Right? And is it fair to say that?
Yes, it's fair to say.
So let's prepare for a game against America and hope for the
Well,
best.
first you have to get through the games. Play the games in front of you.
Yeah.
Mexico, send kids. Mexico, Canada, and send kids. We'll have wall-to-wall coverage on our social media and all platforms. And
we were planning to be there, but
well, let's see. We will be there. Let's see. All right, Red Stripe Premier League roundup time. Games ongoing. Cavalier 1-1 versus Harborview. Currently at the break. Halftime is the status of that game. To kind of review the games that already took place. Waterhouse defeated Dumbo Holden 3-1. That was a Friday night matchup. Portmore United beat the brakes off Veer 5-0.
all halftimes change.
What? As Portmore United is actually getting ready for Flow CONCACAF Flow Champions League that starts up this coming week. UWI and Malines drew 1-1. Now finally Malines didn't lose, so that's a good thing. So I don't want you forward and make no noise about Malines.
So the jersey's back?
The jersey is okay. Don't worry about the jersey. Other games coming on the pipe. Arnett versus Tivoli Garden is the later on game, and the Monday night matchup. Mount Pleasant versus Humble Lion. That should be a mouth-watering matchup as Mount Pleasant continue to try to push for a very strong position in the playoff as they're sitting in number 2. Junior, but scoring 4 goals by Portmore is an impressive.
Yeah, and
well, Veer is idiots. Well,
it doesn't matter.
I'm not gonna say
4 is. I mean, Portmore United, are they now over the bad start?
And this is without Corey Burke.
But are they now over the bad start?
Well, I mean, you can only beat who is in front of you. The goal scorers for Portmore: C. Willis. Wait. R. Wellington, James. Wait, enough goal scorers. Well, it's 5. And the scorers for the Cavalier Harborview game is Marsh, scored in the 21st minute, and a penalty by Campbell of Harborview in the 35th minute. So watch that space. Junior, what about this Arnett versus Tivoli game? I mean, any thoughts? It's at Arnett. Arnett should win this game, right?
Traditionally, this is one of those rivalry games. It's one of those heated games. And for all those that are following on Island Sports, you always see Island Sports posting these links asking, is this a foul? Is this a red card? Prepare for more of those links. Because, yes, Arnett should win. Because I'm going to go off rivalry. I'm going to go off emotions. But
Arnett is sitting in the 6th position. Of course, his top 6 will make it to the playoff round. But Tivoli is 2 points behind. So if Tivoli can somehow go into the jungle and get these 3 points, this will be huge to leapfrog Arnett.
And that's why these are the games that are hard to predict. And you have to predict emotion. You have to predict players' atmosphere. So
hey,
you have to go with Arnett.
Leave them things there, Arnett family. We don't want a man get threatened. An idea. But Tivoli, since with new coach, I think Coach Bernard, Ludlow Bernard, have taken over the helm. I think things have kind of settled down for Tivoli.
I will not say that for the Premier League because it's so inconsistent. So yes, Tivoli might be hitting that little purple patch right now, but again, can they keep it up? Can they maintain? This game is definitely a 6-pointer against Arnett.
It's a big game. It's a big game.
It's a lot of pressure.
It's a big game.
So I don't know, man. Big up Ludlow, but I'm going with Arnett.
Yeah. All right. So to segue, as we push it up against the clock and try to preview some more games, Football Family had asked about the Magnum Cassava Super League schedule. Med Forest versus Olympic Garden. We'll read those scores already. Seaview versus Constant Spring Central. Kingston versus Rockfort. We read the score. And Santos versus Brownstone. Barbican versus Real Mona is just concluded. I'm still waiting on Cassava to update us with the score. And Liga United versus Boys Town FC is getting ready to start. Big up yourself, Siobhan Crooks. We're watching you at Ligani. Let's see if him can play some ball that day, Junior. All right. Seguin, anything else from Yard Ballers, brother?
Mm-hmm. Come on, we'll be back next week with that. Oh, Hector.
Oh.
Mr. Reed, I mean.
Yeah. All right, big up yourself, Michael Hector. Getting on the field and playing some ball.
Full of beating.
But he was on the field, though. I mean, come on.
That's big.
Yeah, so big up yourself, football family. And again, if you're watching us on any of our platform, if you'd like to send on comments or questions regarding Kobe Bryant or any statement to celebrate the life and legacy of Kobe Mamba Bryant, send it on as we'll read them out. Tragic passing today.
Yeah.
Junior, let's wrap up and head home with our preview and prediction segment. And League Cup semi-final this week. Aston Villa versus Leicester City. The first leg drew 1-1. The game is at Aston Villa. The next game is Manchester United versus Man City. Man City won the first leg 3-1, if I'm not mistaken. The next leg is at Man City. Junior, your thoughts on these games and your prediction? I mean, the Aston Villa, Leicester City. Aston Villa hosting Leicester City might be a chance for them to try to go to a final.
No. And no.
This is at Aston Villa, Junior.
No and no.
Okay.
Just get ready for Leicester versus Manchester City in the final.
Okay. Leicester versus Manchester City. And I think Jamie Vardy did pick up a knock.
Yeah, a hamstring, right?
Yeah, so he may not be available for this game.
Doesn't matter.
Aston Villa, I'm picking. Aston Villa versus Manchester City.
Well, that is so safe.
And so, Junior, with Manchester United beating the brakes off Trentmere, they've defeated Manchester City already in the EPL. Of course, Rashford won't be available for this game. Can Manchester United go to Manchester City and overturn this deficit?
Can they? Yes. Will they? No.
Okay.
They're toothless. What do you mean by God? What do they have to offer?
A chance for Ole to save his job and go on.
Your job is not hinging on beating Manchester City. Okay. Overcoming, not even beating Manchester City, overcoming a 3-1 deficit.
Okay.
In a semi-final game. One game away from the final.
That would be impressive.
No, it's not.
That would be impressive. All right, to preview and predict some other games in the EPL. Big games coming down. Leicester City hosts Chelsea next weekend. Junior, Chelsea is wobbling. They go to Leicester City. You know, we've often asked on this platform, has Leicester City hit their mark? Is this where Chelsea beat them, or will Leicester City find a way to win? This is at King Power, knowing that they perhaps may not have Jamie Vardy.
I think this game is funny because both teams, to me, have the same mentality. It does not matter what we do this year because we're not expected to do anything this year.
Really?
Yes, both teams, Leicester and Chelsea, they both look at, I think the vibe I get is the both of them look at themselves as overachievers.
Yeah.
This game feel like a 0-0 boring draw.
Yeah.
Feel like a boring draw.
Boring draw. And so, just want to make sure that for the Magnum Cassava Super League, Central Kingston dominated Rockford 3-0. So I'm still waiting on the Real Mona Barbican score because, Cassava slow. And Ligani versus Boys Town is coming up at 6 p.m. Continuing our preview as we wrap up our show, we're going to follow Liverpool throughout the EPL this season because of what they're doing. They play Southampton, who's been quite impressive of late. They drew this week in the drew this weekend in the FA Cup against Spurs. Junior, Southampton versus Liverpool. And this game is at Anfield. I mean, it's Liverpool.
Man. It's a matter of how much.
Big up yourself, LD. I see your family. Big up yourself.
I'm curious to know Sadio Mane's replacement. Is it Shaqiri?
No, the Japanese, Taka.
Is he a left winger?
Well, he did play it in that position when Mane came on.
Did he look comfortable?
I think he'll be fine.
I think Bobby Firmino will now be playing more as a number 9 instead of playing as a false 9.
Okay.
And I think we're about to see a shift in Liverpool's fight. It's not going to make any difference to the game. They're still going to beat the brakes out of that. But moving forward, Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, we'll get to Atletico Madrid against Liverpool.
I'm just saying.
I think football families, the Manchester United fan is preparing for the real clash But how are you going to bring up Atletico Madrid, the same Atletico Madrid that lost to Cultural y Leonesa in Copa del Rey this week? A third division team in Spanish football defeated Atletico Madrid in Copa del Rey.
Do you think Atletico will be approaching Liverpool? We have
many weeks
to talk
set
about
up
that,
Atletico Madrid.
It's coming.
All right. Manchester United versus Wolves. Junior, next Saturday. This is at Manchester United. I mean, Manchester United will be coming off the League Cup, second round League Cup final. You're shaking your head. I mean, Wolves is a bit puzzling to me, Junior. Wolves, I think, with all the frailties that the Chelseas of the world have shown and the Manchester United and the Tottenhams of the world have shown, I think Wolves should be in the top 4. I mean, this team makes you want to love football, but they're so inconsistent. Like at home, they're quite bad, but on the road, they've been quite impressive.
The reason why is because...
and they have ballers now. John Martinez is a baller.
But Nuno is a better version of Ole. He deployed... to be honest, the reason why Wolves play better away from home is because they are a counter-attacking team. They are devastating on the counter. That's the reason why Liverpool had problems with them, because you left your back line so open.
Yeah.
Manchester United is toothless right now. Toothless. If they complete the signing of Bruno Fernandes, I think they will have enough to overcome Wolves. But that game just is a 0-0, or it's a Harry Maguire bad decision on a corner, 1-0 for Wolves kind of game. I don't see Man U scoring unless they get a penalty, or unless the Wolves have some forms of brain farts. But that game is all depending on if Nuno is going to tell his team to go out there and express itself. Because Man U will offer nothing going forward. Nothing. Attack them. Will he do it? I don't know, because that is not Wolves. Wolves is a counter-attacking team. So it could just very well be the ball is sitting in the middle of the field, and you have 11 Wolves players over there and 11 Man U players over there looking at the ball for 90 minutes. And it could be a 0-0 game.
And it could be a 0-0 game.
Very well.
So we'll see. Another big game that we need to quickly predict: Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid, Junior. Real Madrid versus Atletico Madrid. The Madrid derby. Big game next Saturday. Your thoughts?
What the hell is going on with João Felix? That's the first question.
Is it a João Felix problem, or is it the fact that I don't know who sent him to this team? Is this team is just... When I think of João Felix and his ability that he has demonstrated in terms of attacking prowess, I mean, I don't see that being ideal for Atletico Madrid.
Maybe
him and Thomas Lemar.
I agree. But my prediction: Real Madrid going to beat the brakes off. I think these are the games that Zidane salivates for. These big games, high-profile games.
But so does Diego Simeone, though. He
doesn't have the chemistry. There's something off with. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't want to guess. But when I see Atletico Madrid play, the very few times I watch them play, I don't see a team. I see 3 different teams trying to share one ball. Honestly.
So this is where the coaching of Diego Simeone has to get sharper, right, to try to bring this group together.
And Zidane is the perfect coach to come and say, "Oh, you guys are on that together. Let me just split you apart."
Real Madrid defeated Valladolid 1-0, and now Real Madrid sits at the top of La Liga by 3 points. by themselves. Thank you,
This is
Junior.
Zidane territory. And they're
Thank
going to
you.
beat the brakes off.
Thank
of
you,
it.
Junior. Thank you. By themselves after Barcelona dropped points against Valencia. Thank you, Junior. All right. But so that should be an interesting matchup because they played the last time they met was in the Super Cup final held in Saudi Arabia, and that game went all the way to PKs, I think. So it was a pretty tight encounter. Another big game that we quickly want to predict as we're pushing up against the time, RB Leipzig against Mönchengladbach. You're a big player, Alexander Player of Mönchengladbach. As RB Leipzig coming off a loss against Eintracht Frankfurt and Mönchengladbach has won, Bayern Munich is sitting a point behind RB Leipzig. I mean, they need to get something from this game.
When Gladbach had their little good run, and Player had his little good run, we were thinking, oh my God, Bayern Munich don't want this. Dortmund don't want this anymore. They're running back, right? And look at how Gladbach came back to earth. Leipzig is now in that position.
So their Leipzig is coming back to
They're
earth.
coming back to earth. Who wants to? I think Bayern Munich is playing it very safe. Just stay close till the last week, and then we'll take it because nobody wants to stay number one in this team.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm paying Gladbach.
And the big match around European football, Spurs versus Man City next Sunday, 11:30 a.m. Junior. Jose Mourinho, hopefully by then Christian Eriksen would have moved on to Inter Milan. He was chastising Inter Milan and Antonio Conte this week, saying it's the 25th of January and this deal is not done. He's having an issue with it. Word is that Jose Mourinho and Spurs are looking to sign Willian from Athletic Bilbao or one of those teams coming out of Spain. Man City. Aymeric Laporte is back. This game is at Spurs. How do you see this one shaking out, Junior?
Last week I said Tottenham. These are the games. This is the game that Jose loves. Jose versus Pep.
He lives for these things, right?
He lives for these things, but Jose he's a wounded animal.
And they have a long history of animosity from the Barca Madrid days. Even though maybe those fences have been mended. So.
He's a wounded animal right now, though. Is this the week when Jose get that every 4 or 5 games?
I don't think it's this week.
I don't think it's this week.
I don't think it's this week.
But which team is Pep going to deploy against Man U in the midweek? That is a question. Okay. Because is it that Pep values the League Cup? Because he knows he's not winning the Premier League.
Yeah.
So does he value the League Cup that much? Yeah. That he wants to send his rivals out -7, -8?
Yeah.
Or is it that he values the rivalry with Jose? Which one does he?
I think he plays his strongest team this week in the Manchester United. Yeah.
So
with Sergio Aguero, Raheem Sterling, the big dogs will play against Manchester United because
and he's going to play.
They will play also against Spurs because I think what Pep will do is this, because he's been resting Raheem Sterling for quite a bit these last few games. In fact, he came on late after they won the game. Sergio Aguero recently came back and he's been coming in. But Jesus started today in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
And I think his idea is this: play Manchester United with my best team, kill them from early, 4 goals, 5 goals, not kill, but win the game early.
Kill them.
And then sub off these players. I was surprised to see David Villa on the field today against...
sub 3 players.
Yes, I was surprised to see David Villa on the field today against Fulham. But he rests also Kevin De Bruyne today. So I think he still values both games.
Tottenham will get a result against Man City. The reason why they're going to get a result against Man City, this is the week when Jose finally parks the bus in the right lane.
But what bus to park? He doesn't have any players to park.
He's going to park the bus in the right lane this time. So I think this is the week Lucas is going to have a breakaway. Can you trust Manchester City defense even against a hurricane-less Tottenham? No.
Pep celebrated the return of Laporte because he was happy to see him back because in a lot of circles, Laporte is his best player. Defender, that is. I mean, but I do see the point that you make about this front three of Son, and Lucas being speedy, being able to really cause some havoc for Manchester, for Man City. Hopefully Ndombele will be back for Spurs. I think he's huge in that midfield. Spurs is making Giovanni Chelsea's deal permanent because of what he has displayed. You know, Jose Mourinho said, quote, the boy, I call the big man boy, the boy has proven to us that he's worthy of that permanent move.
Yeah.
So it should be a mouth-watering matchup.
I agree. I think it's going to be a big game.
It should be a mouth. Let's get through some of the comments.
And big up David Snadon. Any thoughts on who might emerge victorious in the Arne Tivoli game later? I said Arne.
Yes, I said Tivoli.
Okay,
I said Tivoli. I mean, I think Tivoli's been trending in the right direction under the new manager.
Jada Simpson is still asking for the Boys Town FC Cassava Super League update.
The Boys Town FC, we didn't get a result. Cassava did not post the result, Jada. I've last time I checked their page, one of the things is trying to get results out of some of these entities, like trying to take blood out of stone. It's very difficult. But if I get the update, I will read it out.
Yeah, Marty C is saying that he thinks, or he or she is saying that I think it will be a draw, David. Jada Simpson is saying Fabian Reed, 2 goals. Arnett win, I think. Okay. David's not on saying Tivoli to win 1-0. Okay. We'll see.
I think Tivoli going into this game. It's a big matchup. It's what, 6 versus 7. Arne Garden sitting in the 6th position. 2 points separate these two teams. It could go either way. It might be even a draw. It might be even a draw. Don't intimidate the family. Arne Garden jungle is screw. Junior, I that you know.
That's it.
Kobe Black Mamba Brian, rest in peace, brother. Love to yourself and your family. We miss you, brother. It's just been a rough show to get through.
Yeah.
Ball Chat family, watching us on Facebook or YouTube or Island Sports Network platform can link us on social media at Ball Chat Podcast on Instagram, Ball Chat 1 on Twitter, Ball Chat on Facebook. You can email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. The audio version of the show will be up in 24 hours on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, and coming to iHeartRadio hopefully soon. Ball Chat Podcast on Podbean audio platform is also available. Junior, look more family.
Bless up. R.I.P. Mamba.